everybody. Okay, I'm actually going to do kind of a quick live tonight, so hopefully people are able to join. I know my husband will get on. At least I hope so. Lindy will go tell him to do that. But anyway, tonight I've got family over, so we're going to have dinner. But I wanted to demonstrate a couple of different ways to strain a tincture. Because I did get that question yesterday, and I said, oh, I'll cover that tomorrow. And so I want to make sure to do that. I have a couple of different tinctures that have been sitting for a long, long time. This is not the one I made yesterday. And that I will show you the different options that we can do. Did you have those jars that you cleaned for me?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so one of the tinctures I have is cramp bark. And there you are, Sean. I knew I could trust you. And the other one I have is a red clover. First thing about tinctures is sometimes they get lost in the cupboards, and that's okay. They're going to be totally safe as long as the plant material is fully covered by the alcohol. If it's come out and it's now moldy, then you have other issues. But it really can, and this one, let me see. This one, this red clover one, has been sitting since August of last year. Normally I would only keep it in for 4 to 6 weeks, but it doesn't matter. It's been sitting there, and it's gotten everything out that it can. So I'm going to show you, I was just recently saw another herbalist, and how she did it was she used her hands. She literally strained it into a strainer and then squeezed it and set it aside, squeezed it, set it aside. You don't have to do that. There are easier ways to get the goods out. And personally, hi Katie, I personally think that using these other methods are much easier and
efficient.
Yeah, they're really going to help get all the medicine out. It's very difficult when it's just your hand to try and squeeze everything. And you're getting some of it on your hand. I do understand when you put it through cloth, you're getting a little bit on the cloth as well, but not as much. That's also why I have this handy little tool as well. It's a potato ricer, and it works beautifully as a tincture press. My hands aren't very big, so if you had bigger hands, it would actually be easier. So I have to sort of like wrestle with it for a while. But okay, so let me show you what I have here. This is just one of those drip coffee filter things, and it fits really nicely on a wide mouth jar. On the small ones, it doesn't. It's almost exactly the same size. So I'm taking just a cloth, and you could use an old t-shirt as long as you've washed it. Please wash it. If you have questions while I'm doing this, let me know. I think Lindy's going to try and get it going on the Prepared Homestead.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to, I have 2, and I think I'm actually going to strain, you'd think I'd know what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to strain the red clover through here. And put it, hopefully it will fit in that jar. And get all the plant material in there. And I'm going to lift this up and just start squeezing. And as I'm squeezing, everything is coming out of the plant material. Make sure you wash your hands so you don't have nasties going into your tincture.
Yeah.
And the beauty of using a shirt is that you can actually twist it and get even more out. This is probably one of the most frustrating things about working with tinctures and even oils is like, oh, I know there's just a tiny bit left in there, and you can't get it. It's not going to work. All right, so I have fairly dry material here. I'll let you see. It's not totally dry, but fairly dry. And I'm going to need another one of these, I think. Hello?
What?
Okay, I'm going to use, Lindy's busy chit-chatting.
No, I'm.
Oh, hi, Mark. All right, so I've got that one done. I will label that, but normally you'd want to do that right away. But I'll put my red clover jar next to it. Now I'm going to strain this cramp bark. And I think what I'm going to do it with is actually use a coffee filter, if I can get it out. I use these unbleached coffee filters, so you're not dealing with any stuff. This, here, hold that for a minute, because it's going to fall over. This does fit in here, but as soon as I start pressing, the sides are going to, that's what I'm going to use, sorry, collapse in. But that doesn't matter. All I want to try and keep out is I want to try and keep the powder on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to keep this on here. It'll make it easier to hold it up. I'm going to pour my cramp bark. This is smaller. I went ahead and, as you can see, it's like powdered in there. I'm going to go ahead and pour it in here so I can demonstrate this a little bit. And I am going to put another one on top. And then we're going to press. The one thing I really don't like about this press is that the liquid comes to the top. And so I'm just going to pour it into this fine sieve. And this is why I'm saying, like, being a bigger person might help. And this really does allow you to get a good arm workout, but get out more of the alcohol in the material. So the one thing I get frustrated about too is, there's so many things I get frustrated about. I can't really put this much material with this much alcohol in my compost. So it kind of seems like a waste. I put everything else in my compost, but for some reason I don't want to put a bunch of alcohol in there, especially since my chicken works my compost bin. She might get a little tipsy. I don't know if that's good for her or not. Maybe she might think it's good for her. Yeah. We have like a crazy chicken thing going on. I'm going to actually store this in a smaller container, but I'm just going to show you all the materials out. But notice how much less I have here because of, you know, a lot of the powder. I probably will work that a little bit more later on when you're not watching me so that I can make crazy faces while I press like a crazy person. The last thing I wanted to show you, I need one more jar. Do we have one?
Yes.
Is siphoning. And this is not necessary. I like to do it, especially if I'm preparing things that I'm planning on giving to someone else. But if you look, you can see, I don't know if you can see, but there's some film right here at the bottom. In order to get that off, really the easiest thing to do is to pour it slowly into another container and leave that stuff behind. You don't have to do it. You can just shake it in if you want to. But I've just found that I like that, I don't know, pure and uncloudy medicine. So I'm going to demonstrate that. And this is actually it's just that pouring off. But you do it so that you're not getting any of the stuff at the bottom. And I hope this is going to fit. All right. Well, I would go a little bit farther. Well, now I've just gone back up. So you can see that I've gotten that stuff in there and the medicine is out. And this is full to the brim. Normally, because of that, I would use a plastic cover or put some parchment on it or something like that. One last thing I just wanted to show you guys, because if you did not make, my bangs are really irritating me now, make the marshmallow infusion last night with me, then you don't get to see. I kept mine in the refrigerator, but I wanted to demonstrate this because when you squeeze it, I don't know if you guys can see the sliminess coming on.
I can see it.
I don't know if you can see it.
All that, it's slime. That's not liquid, it's slime.
It's so slimy. It's really mucilaginous. And that is what is going to make things nice and I can hear it too. Nice and moisturized down your throat and even your digestive system, and then it activates the mucus in your body, and it helps even soothe the lungs. So it's a neat, amazing way how our body works together. So make sure when you're making this marshmallow cold infusion that you squeeze all that goodness out. And maybe the kids would like to help you. I mean, this stuff is magic. It is so moistening. It's really, really is wonderful. And now my hands are covered in it. But anyway, at this point, what I would do is put a lid on, shake it up, and then I would be either drinking it, thank you, sorry, I shared some with her. Either drinking it or, like I said, freeze it in ice cube trays, and then once it's done, put it in a bag, mark it, and say, you know, marshmallow, and you can use it at any time. And I think I'm probably going to use this at some point to show you guys how to make some really tasty marshmallow and berry popsicles. So your kids can have that same stuff, especially during the smoky season. Okay, so I guess that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know. I appreciate those who came, and remember—
Hi, Jennifer. She just joined on the Prepared Homestead.
Oh, hi, Jennifer. It's hard for me to see both sides. And if you need any health help or anything like that, make an appointment. Book now on Huckleberry Mountain Botanicals, and check out my website for not only free content, but also courses of all types. Okay, until next time, health and joy.